Enforcement calendar for Tuesday, June 28, 2016. I'm Judge McCoyd. I'll be presiding today. This calendar concerns code enforcement issues, code violations pursuant to the DeKalb County Code of Ordinances. Very briefly, along the far wall is a lawyer from the Office of the Solicitor. This is the lawyer who at trial will represent the county, i.e. the code enforcement officer. So while you should meet with the lawyer from this office, please remember that this lawyer does not represent you. This is, however, the lawyer who can cut a deal, reduce or dismiss a charge, or something along those lines. You may also wish to meet with this lawyer, along with the code enforcement officer, to explain your efforts at compliance. Of course, you are welcome to bring your own lawyer with you today. The goal of this calendar is compliance, not punishment. What we want in DeKalb County is for citizens to comply with the code. And so I'm interested in hearing about what steps have been taken, to the extent we have any trials, what steps have been taken to rectify the situation. So you want to bring with you any documentation you have that shows what steps you've taken to rectify the situation. Share those papers with the code enforcement officers when you're doing a pre-trial. Now, before I explain your options, let me briefly explain your rights. You have the right to enter a not guilty plea and have a trial on the merits of your case. You have the right to be represented by an attorney in a proceeding such as this. An attorney can help you understand the rules of evidence and other procedural matters so you can make the best decision for yourself. Burden of proof in a case like the one you're charged with today is evidence beyond a reasonable doubt. Until the county proves its case beyond a reasonable doubt, the law presumes you're innocent of all charges against you. You have the right of cross-examination, or asking questions of any witnesses who testify against you, and the right to bring your own witnesses into court to help you with your case. You have the right to remain silent at trial and not question witnesses or present evidence on your own behalf, and your silence at trial cannot be held against you. Maximum penalties for a magistrate court in DeKalb County violation are up to 60 days in the county jail and or a $1,000 fine. If you're convicted of a magistrate court in DeKalb County offense, you may appeal within 30 days after trial by writ of certiorari to the Superior Court of DeKalb County. Today, you can enter a plea of not guilty, guilty, or nolo. Not guilty plea is exactly as it sounds. You believe you're wrongly charged, want to hear the evidence against you, and perhaps want to defend yourself. You will hear trials at the end of the calendar today. The guilty plea is the direct opposite of a not guilty plea, and it is an admission, or like a conviction at trial. To the extent you have issues with your immigration status or other pending criminal charges, please think carefully about entering a guilty plea because it can affect those other matters. Enter a guilty plea, you'll be sworn in, and then I'll ask you a series of questions, not so much about your case, but about your understanding of your rights, i.e. that you understand you're waiving your right to a trial. I'm satisfied that you understand your rights and that you're freely and voluntarily giving up your right to have a trial and accept your plea in terms of sentencing. Nolo plea is a third option. It may be a benefit to you under the law. It can be described as a pass-through plea, not admitting guilt, nor is the county or state proving guilt. Because it may be a benefit to you under the law, it can only be used once every 5 years. I'm going to go through the calendar, and when I call your name, please stand up and state whether you're entering a plea of not guilty, guilty, nolo, or if you want to pre-try your case with the solicitor's office. So those are your 4 responses. State your name, then say whether you want to plead not guilty, guilty, nolo, or pretrial. Okay? Antoine Adams. Mr. Adams present. Antoine Adams. Ahmed Hakim Reem.
Al-Harami.
Yes, sir.
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Have you pre-tried your case with the solicitor?
I'm sorry?
Have you pre-tried your case with the solicitor?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna mark you down as a pre-trial. Johnny Arnold. Johnny Arnold. Roger Arnold. Ashley Vista Apartments.
No.
Banyan Bay Apartments.
That's gonna be for child, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. BCGA Holdings, Roman numeral 6. BCGA Holdings, Roman numeral 6. Shirley Berryhill. Ms. Berryhill.